Okay, I'd like to briefly introduce the idea of simultaneous evaluation within GD&T and how that's handled within SA. So I've mocked up a little example file here. If I make this file translucent so you can see through it and show these surfaces, effectively this is a representation of what's being evaluated by these two annotations. We have a position check on a bolt hole pattern and also a position check with a different tolerance on a spherical cutout. And the idea of simultaneous evaluations is that you want to make sure that the position of each is evaluated in the same place. So for example, in this scenario, I have a single datum plane here. This datum plane is the only thing that's constraining the evaluation. If I don't evaluate them simultaneously, I am effectively allowed to move the data to fit. So I could essentially be moving this data independently of the bolt hole pattern. What we want to do is ensure that when you do the evaluation, you are effectively moving the pattern and the sphere as a unit when you try to adjust to fit the data. So in SA, by default, for years, we have had the ability to evaluate all the checks, but when you do that, you're not actually evaluating them simultaneously, you're evaluating them independently, and that's why you get excellent results. If you were to evaluate them by going to inspection, simultaneous evaluation, you'd see very different numbers, and that's because the data from this sphere was actually shifted off relative to the data of this bolt hole pattern. Okay, I've now switched to the 2024.1 version of SA, and I just want to quickly demonstrate the changes. First of all, the basic operation of right-clicking and performing simultaneous evaluation is the same. You still can do this. One difference, though, is you'll see that there's a locked icon, which will help you identify that the status is now locked. What locking it does for you is it allows you to then look at the results from each of these checks independently without reevaluating them. And that's necessary if by clicking on it you would end up reevaluating that one individual check rather than as a group. Once this locking process has happened, what you need to do is clear check results to clear the status. And then if you click on a single check, you'll see that it again will evaluate as an independent item. So that's the big difference here, is that we now have a clear indication that simultaneous evaluations were performed. Now, we were marking this, but it was hidden away in the report options for the datum tolerance summary. So if you looked, there was a results locked. That was true in the prior version as well, but at least now we've clearly identified it in the tree. So let me clear that so we can move on. Now, one more thing that we've done is give you the ability to turn this on by default. So if you go to the user options and navigate to analysis, GD&T options, we have an ever-growing list of options. So use high point is in here. You can also turn on this simultaneous evaluation, and this forces it so that it's always the case. So when you have that on, and you click on a true position check, you'll notice that all four checks are evaluated as a unit. There's no lock symbol because every time you click, you are ensuring that the simultaneous evaluation process is taking place. If you go into the report options, you'll see that that is still marked within the datum table, but the idea being that you now can easily navigate between checks, look at the results, but ensure that that simultaneous evaluation process is being performed. Now let me go ahead and turn that off one more time. So if it's turned off, again, this simultaneous force evaluation is up here in the user options. If that's turned off and I clear my results here, I can also do this from MP. And MP gives you a little bit more flexibility because not only can you turn on simultaneous evaluation for evaluated checks, but you can also do it restrictive. So what this allows you to do is go in and pick two particular checks. So I'm just going to do the position checks separate from the profile checks, but I want those two to be done using the simultaneous method. So I can then run this, and you'll see that those two are evaluated and they're locked together. So we've got pretty full control. If you wanted to pick all of them, you could. Again, you would want to clear the results to be able to evaluate them independently, but you can do that. And anytime you can go in here and simultaneously evaluate. So those are the big differences. It's clarified the whole process, and it gives you this option again under analysis GD&T options to ensure that simultaneous evaluations is being performed if that's what you desire.